Chinwe never thought marriage was going to be smooth, but she also never expected the storm that came in her very first year. She was a vibrant young woman from Enugu, full of dreams of starting her catering business. Her husband, Chike, was a schoolteacher in Lagos. Steady, not wealthy, the kind of man who believed in hard work and quiet living. When they married, both promised to give their best. But promises are easy on wedding days, when the music is loud and the guests are smiling. Reality, however, is different. A few months into marriage, Chinwe's mother fell ill back home. Hospital bills piled up. Her catering dreams put aside. Chike's small salary barely covered rent, transport, and food. Yet, he stretched himself thin to support her family. He never complained, even if it meant eating Gary more nights than they cared to admit. Chinwe noticed the sacrifices, but guilt crept in. She felt she wasn't pulling her weight. And that's when the tension began, late-night arguments, quiet doubts, the feeling that maybe love was supposed to be half and half. But life teaches lessons no one asks for. One evening, Chike came home exhausted. He had walked halfway because he couldn't afford transport fare. His shoes were dusty, his shirt soaked with sweat. Still, he carried a small bag of groceries, clearly struggling to pay for them. Chinwe, drained from hospital visits, snapped. She asked why he didn't just tell her how broke things were, why he insisted on carrying the weight. And that night, instead of anger, Chike broke down. "Chinwe," he said softly, "I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing it for us. Love is not about who did more. Love is 100, 100 every single day. Today, it's me carrying you. Tomorrow, it will be you carrying me." Those words sank deep into her heart. 2 years later, the roles reversed. Chike fell seriously ill with typhoid, bedridden for weeks. It was Chinwe who rose before dawn. She cooked. She went to the market. She paid the bills. And she sat by his bedside through long nights when the fever refused to break. She bathed him, fed him, prayed over him. Never once did she complain. When Chike finally recovered, weak but alive, he realized love had shown its true face. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't convenient. It wasn't 50-50. It was her giving her all when he had nothing left, just as he had done for her before. Their marriage grew stronger through fire. Chinwe finally started her catering business. Small at first, just birthday cakes and wedding snacks. Chike, always supportive, gave up his weekends to deliver orders on his old motorcycle. Sometimes he would sit in the corner of her kitchen, grading his students' papers while the aroma of puff-puff filled the air. He never counted the hours. He never asked, "What about me?" And she, in turn, never let a day pass without reminding him how much his support meant. Love stopped looking like flowers and Valentine cards. It became ordinary acts of sacrifice. It was Chinwe staying up late to sew the torn pocket of his only good shirt. It was Chike rushing across town in the rain to bring her forgotten ingredients. It was both of them holding hands in church with nothing in their pockets, but everything in their hearts. Years passed. They moved into a modest home, had 2 children, built a life that wasn't perfect, but was theirs. Whenever their friends complained about marriage being too much work, Chike would smile and say, "That's the point. It is work, but it is also joy, because when you both give 100%, there's no space left for lack." The truest test came much later. Chinwe's business grew. She employed others. Money flowed. Recognition followed. And with it came temptation. Wealthy men admired her drive, offering shortcuts and luxury. But each time, she remembered the man who once walked home in dusty shoes, so she could send money to her sick mother. She remembered the man who taught her love was never measured in halves. And she chose him, again and again. In the end, their story wasn't about riches or perfection. It was about a teacher and a caterer who learned that real love doesn't wait for halfway. It steps forward with everything every single day, whether or not the other has anything to give at that moment. Today, Chinwe often tells young couples, if you're waiting for 50-50, you'll be disappointed. Some days, one of you will be weak and the other will carry 100. Other days, it will switch. But together, if you keep giving your all, you'll always stand. And when she looks at Chike, his hair now gray, his eyes still gentle, she knows their love was never about balance. It was about fullness. 100 and 100, again and again. If this story touched you, let it remind you that love is never about keeping score. It's about giving your all every day. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss stories like this. Because love, real love, is worth sharing.